Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. I just wanted to jump in at the start of this video because it is my second video on this channel, and I kind of wanted to introduce myself, let you know what I plan to do on this channel and what kind of background I have, I guess. So if you're interested, stay tuned, and if you're not, you can skip ahead to the tutorial. I'll try and put a timestamp into the description box. So it's up to you. So this is my second YouTube channel. I have another channel on personal styling and building a capsule wardrobe. I'm kind of coming from a place of buying less, shopping secondhand, and kind of being as sustainable as possible. And an aspect of that for me is making my own clothes. I did fashion design as my degree in uni, and yeah, I just love sewing. But it's kind of like a side hobby for me. I am a lot more passionate about personal styling and helping people to build a wardrobe that they love when I have to buy new, when I have to buy loads of stuff, but I just can't quite let go of sewing. So I really wanted to introduce more sewing tutorials, and so I created this second space for that. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram will be a mix of my personal styling, capsule wardrobes, and my DIYs, because I kind of want to keep all of it in the one place. On Instagram, most of my Instagram followers quite enjoy, I post like DIY stories sometimes and stick them up as highlights, so they're like a little mini tutorial. So if you want to follow me, I'll leave my handle on the screen here. I'm not sure quite how often I'm going to be posting just yet. DIY tutorials do take a little bit longer to film than just my typical like sit down chat through a wardrobe or styling video. But I'm going to try and keep it as consistent as possible, so when I know how often they'll be, I'll let you guys know as well. Today's project is actually a really fun one. I literally have a metre of fabric, and I'm going to try and make a really sweet dress out of it. You really don't need a lot for this project, and I don't think it will take too much time either. It might take me a little bit longer just because I'm filming, but other than that, I would estimate if I was to just make this without filming it, it might take me an hour. Yeah, that's about it. So let me show you what we're going to do. Also, just for this tutorial, I'm going to make it a little bit more chatty and a little bit more vloggy than the last tutorial I made on my DIY mini skirt. Again, just so you guys can kind of get to know me a little bit better, seeing as obviously I don't have that many videos on my channel. It's totally new, and yeah, I think it's nice to kind of know the person behind the channel, because that's usually what kind of draws me to someone's channel. So let me show you the fabric we're working with today. It's this gorgeous kind of self-patterned, it's almost like somewhere between a red and a pink. It's coming up quite red on camera, but it is a little bit more pinky. But I just think this is such a gorgeous fabric. It's not something that I would wear every day. I have quite a neutral style. If you know my other channel, you'll know that. But my DIYs tend to kind of collect into like a little occasion wear wardrobe. So I've got loads of dresses that I've made for weddings and for like my birthday, for Christmas, things like that. I like to just make an occasion wear dress, so it's kind of like compiling a little occasion wear wardrobe, which is great, because then when something comes up, you always have a new dress, and you know no one else is going to be wearing it, which is the best part. So I hope you can kind of see this. My head's cut off, but I have 1 metre of fabric. I'm going to fold it for you. So I'm going to fold it in half on the short ways, I think. And then, so my plan is, it's a little bit wider than my body, so I should have a little bit of room for some gathering. I'm planning on shearing this top section to my waist, and then just having the length, it's kind of like midi length. Let me zoom you out a little bit more. Okay, you can't zoom out a little bit more. Let me run out the door a little bit. Now see if you can see. So it's going to be here. I'll have a little ruffle at the top, shirred to the waist, and then midi length. So, and then maybe add some little contrasting straps out of a different fabric. So that is my plan for today. Let's see if it actually, let's see if it works. So just to see how much excess fabric we're working with, I'm just going to take my bust measurement and just wrap it around the widest point. So 33 inches, I guess, 33 and a half. And I'm going to measure the width of my fabric when it's folded in half. No, I'm going to measure the full width of my fabric. It should be 60 inches. And then I'll know exactly how much extra I have. Because if it's not gathered enough, it's not going to have the same effect So I'm just gonna measure my fabric. Okay, it's actually a narrow width, so it's a 45-inch width fabric. 46 at a bit of a push. Let me see the other way. I think it's narrower the other way, so it's obviously 1 meter. Yeah, it's 41 the other way. So I'm going to fold it on the widest diagonal. So if you had a standard width fabric, it's usually about 60 inches, it would give you loads of fabric to work with. So basically the plan for this, so the first step is I'm going to finish the edges first. Turn down the hem and turn up the hem and turn down this top ruffle, because I think that'll be so much easier to do when it's not gathered. So let's do that first. So I'm only going to wind on a little bit for the bobbin because we'll only need it for the side seam or the back seam, one seam to finish the hem and to finish the top. So yeah, don't need too much. So to finish the hem, I'm just going to fold it down 1 centimeter and then 1 centimeter again. Just a basic stitch. As far as I remember, you just wind it on, kind of hand wind it onto the bobbin, and you kind of pull it tight as you do this as well, so you want there to be some stretch in the elastic when it's going onto the bobbin case. It's kind of hard to do with your fingers in the way, but and the last thing I want to do before I get started is to Google whether I need to do a straight stitch or a zigzag stitch. I think it's zigzag, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, it's a straight stitch, and you just need to set your stitch length to the longest possible. So that on mine is an 8. Okay. So I'm going to work from the top of your fabric as well, so that all the shirring is on the inside. So as you can see, you can kind of see a little bit of the white coming through on this fabric. If you used a matching thread or a matching elastic, that obviously wouldn't happen. But I only have white, so let's keep going. Okay, so I've done a few inches. I've done about 2, maybe 3 inches of sewing. So this is a great time to try it on, I guess. I'm just wrapping it around my bust just to make sure that it will fit me and it will stretch, because there's no point doing the rest of it if it's not going to fit. So kind of joining this almost like with a little pinch, like a 1 centimeter pinch. I know it's going to stretch, and then as it goes down, it's going to be, the ruching is kind of quite stretched out around my boobs, but as it goes narrower, it's going to be a little bit more ruched around the waist. So that's okay. I'm kind of happy with that result. So yeah, I think it looks good. So we can keep going. For now though, I need a coffee break because my thread has broken about 10 times already in just doing 5 rows. So I know I said it was a quick project, and it is, and it's a really simple project, but when you're shearing fabric like this, because you're sewing with an elastic thread, and then the top thread I'm using isn't the best quality, so just keeps snapping. And yeah, when it does, obviously then you have to go back in and knot up all the different elastics so that when you pull it, it doesn't unravel. But yeah, so far so good. I was also thinking as well, as I was trying this on, that you could do this kind of technique for a skirt. This could be like the waist of it. So when I finish with this dress, if it's a midi dress, I may be able to wear it as like a maxi skirt. So let's see if we can get 2 in 1 here. Okay, more coffee. Okay, so I've just tried this on again, and I think I'm happy with the amount of rows I have. It kind of goes down as far as my waist. So I'm just kind of pulling it back and seeing if I'm happy with where it sits or where the hip is kind of creating. Yeah, I think because I have this little extra ruffle as well, it can kind of incorporate that into my original 9-inch plan. So now that I have it all gathered, I'm going to sew up the back seam. So I'm going to keep, there's only one seam in it obviously because it's tube of fabric, so I'm just going to keep it in the back. So I'm going to sew that up, and then I'm going to make sure that I tie all of the loose threads together. So all of these need to be tied together then to secure them. But I'm going to sew up the back seam first, try and keep all the rows in line. But obviously I have no idea if they are actually, yeah, no, they're fairly lined up. Okay, so literally going to start here, sew the whole way down, and then I'm going to try it on and make sure it fits how I want it to fit. So line it up, and make sure you're not gathering too much. So this is what it looks like on. I've just sewn up the back, although all these threads are kind of sticking out this on the outside. So I need to tie them up and just make sure they disappear. But yeah, I really like it. I just think some contrasting straps would add something to this, and it would be really, really nice with some straps. I think I'm going to get some black satin fabric and make 4 kind of ties or 4 strips out of them, and then just kind of have like a tie shoulder, which I think would be a really, really nice detail. And then I'm going to sew them on the inside so that they could also be tucked inside it, so you can wear it strapless or with the straps, because that's the plan. So I have some scrap fabric here from a previous project that I worked on, and I'm just going to need to cut these on the bias. There might be enough in this. I don't know how thick I want them to be, probably an inch and a half thick. So I'm just going to cut a few strips out of this one here. I'm going to cut, I want them to be an inch and a half thick, and there'll be 1 centimetre on each side, so maybe about 2 inches, 3. So I need to cut a 4-inch strip for each strap. Strap, okay. So as you can see, I'm cutting, this is the outer edge of the fabric. This is some bias cut line that I've cut previously, so I'm just going to cut along the bias again. And I need to sharpen my scissors. Okay, so I'm going to cut them all to the length of this one here, so about here. So that's probably, seeing as it's just 1 strap. Okay, so let me just see what size these are for reference, even though I kind of winged it. About 4 inches wide and 20.5 inches long, 21 inches long will do. As they're going to be tied up, they don't need to be exact anyway. So far I'm really liking how the little black strap looks with the contrast. You just imagine if it was in a little bow as well, it'd be really, really nice. So yes, I am sewing in my dress. What's the point in taking it off? So guys, this is the final dress. Let me zoom out. Please excuse the socks, but I think they go rather well. Yeah, really happy with how it turned out. Some of my ruching is a little bit messy. You can see like bigger bits in some areas where I don't really know what happened. I think my lines were a little bit wonky, so it kind of just went like that. But yeah, I love the little straps. I really like the contrasting straps as well. I think it's really cute. And yeah, I think this would be perfect for a little summer occasion. But yeah, I think for 1 meter of fabric, this is like a pretty cool project. Obviously, if you're making a bigger size, you might need a little bit more fabric. But I think, yeah, I think my meter is like this way. Okay, I just threw on my Converse so you can see a little bit better. If you were to wear this for like kind of an everyday summer vibe, different, I think the colors in this dress are really dressy, so it would probably look better with a dressier shoe. But if you made it in a different color, like a nice pinstripe cotton or just a white cotton or any color you want, you could definitely dress it down a little bit more. I think for just one big rectangle of fabric, this is a pretty cool project. It's kind of a zero waste project, because you don't have to cut anything. So I think this is like one of the coolest dresses I've made in a while. And it's one of the coolest projects as well, because I didn't actually have to cut any fabric. I literally just needed a big rectangle of fabric, wide enough to go around my body and then have a bit of extra fabric, so when it gathers in, there's more fabric. And obviously around my hips and stuff, I want it to be kind of loose and not too tight. So 10 to 15 inches extra than what like your actual body measurement is quite good place to start. I love that I didn't have to cut anything. It's basically a zero waste project, and I used some scrap fabric for the straps, which is even better. So it's like a little sustainable project in itself. But I just think the difficulty level I just think the fact that it's so easy is like what makes it so amazing. So easy and so sustainable. It did probably take me longer than an hour because the shirring took a little bit longer than I expected. If I was just sewing normal straight stitches, it probably wouldn't have taken so long. It's just because the elasticated fabric and then my thread was kind of a shitty quality and it kept breaking. I had to keep rethreading my machine. But after you've done this, it probably takes about half an hour. So after you do your, and also if you did less, it would take you less time. Like you could just do some shirring around the bust and then leave it completely. You could do like an empire line, but I didn't really want it to be empire line on me. I wanted it to come to my waist. But yeah, I can't wait to wear this dress now. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you like the vlog kind of style, but let me know if you've seen my last video and you've seen this video this far. Let me know in the comments which style is your favorite, because I'll definitely mix it up. I won't be chatting through every tutorial because I think this one was so simple it was easy to do, but for something a bit more difficult it would be better to break it down into steps and to see things in more detail. But let me know. Hope you guys are all doing really well, and I will see you guys in my next DIY video.